Go right to sleep. Thank you, my son. God's working in his life too. Hallelujah. You know, I'm going to get my son to read this scripture from, I do need a miracle of eyesight, getting stronger. Come on, read Psalm 63 for me, down to verse 8. Listen to the words of the Lord.
O God, thou art my God, early will I seek thee. My soul thirsts for thee, my flesh longs for thee, in a dry and thirsty land where no water is, to see your power and your glory, so as I have seen you in the sanctuary. Because thy loving kindness is better than life, my lips shall praise you. Thus will I bless you while I live. I will lift up my hands in thy name. My soul shall be satisfied with marrow and fatness, and my mouth shall praise thee with joyful lips. When I remember thee upon my bed and meditate on thee in the night watches, because thou hast been my help, therefore in the shadow of thy wings I will rejoice. My soul follows hard after you. Thy right hand upholds me.
I want you to make that a prayer for your new year. The psalmist, who had such an intimacy with God, such a cry in his heart, he says, there's something missing in my life. Here's a man that served God, was well positioned as king, experienced many things, but he was going through a dry time. It wasn't happening in the sanctuary. There wasn't much happening spiritually in the nation. But he began to get a hold of God. And he said, I feel like I'm in a dry and thirsty land where no water is. To again behold the power and the glory of God in the sanctuary. And I said, Lord, this is the cry that should be in all of our hearts. I've been to so many places, traveled so many countries, but there's something that truly is missing that I cry out to God for. It's his presence. I walked in and out of churches feeling sometimes worse leaving than I was going in. I said, what is wrong? Something is missing. It looks so good, it appears so good, the performance is done well, but there's something missing. Presence. Pastor just said to me, I went to a new church. He said, oh, they had a good performance. He said, there was no anointing. And I said, how sad. God is not looking for performance. Let's do it right. Let's do it pleasing to the Lord. Anything we do should be done to the very best. I've always been a perfectionist. But if it does not carry the presence of God, we're wasting our time. I long to see again the power and the glory of God in the sanctuary. This place will be so marked, Pastor, because there will be a uniqueness that God will bring among the people. That people will not think it a thing to travel to find the presence of God. The emptiness that there is throughout the nation for the presence of God. That's why this Dr. Praveen has been a fulfillment of prophetic word I gave in Queensway years ago, that God's going to send to this nation those who will raise their voice as prophets to the land. Because there are many in our own nation who have not walked in the way of the Lord, who have not spoken as an oracle of God to the people. And this has been happening. But it will stir up the heart hearts of those that God has spoken to in this land. So the Lord has put His Spirit upon you, that the word of the Lord will be mighty in your mouth. Even as a flaming sword shall it be brought forth. It with such penetrating power that there are those who will rise against you shall melt at your feet because of the anointing presence of God. Fear not, my son, saith the Lord. Even that which you're going through in the test of your physical challenge. When I was overseas and heard that the cancer had hit your body again, I cried to God. I said, no, this thing cannot be. For He is a servant of the Lord, anointed, called of God for this hour. And as I was sharing in the United Arab Emirates, I noticed a young man from India, an engineer, sitting in the back, and he was so lost in worshiping God. He came up to me and he said, Pastor, while you were ministering, I saw a body. I don't know how big your son is. His face and his body was blurred, but I saw a mighty hand go in twice into his body and pull out granules, black granules, and held my hand. And then the master rubbed his hand together and threw it off.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. These are the miracles we're going to witness. Supernatural, not programmed, spontaneous, working, powerful demonstration of the power of God. I long, the psalmist said, to again behold the power and glory of God. Power is demonstration. Glory is manifestation. It works together. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory. Definite article, the power. Definite article, the glory. Conjunction and between, a distinction between power and glory. Many people settle for power, but the power is to open the door into the glory of God. Don't stop with power. Go into the glory. The glory is the manifestation of God Himself. The demonstration is the ability of God. And that creates praise. But we're not just to be praisers of God, we're to be worshipers of God. And demonstration does not make you a worshiper, it makes you a praiser. But when you see the glory of God, it'll make you a worshiper. Once you see who God is, something will happen in your life. You'll never be the same again. We have church people who love to praise the Lord, but they don't go into the glory of God. We need to get into the glory of God. And you told me this morning you were awakened, speaking in tongues, and saying the glory of the Father will be revealed. That is the message. You're right on, Pastor. The glory. We've had demonstrations of power. We've seen the miracle working of God. It's wonderful. But it's time that we see who He is. A manifestation of the glory of God. Have an encounter with God Himself. Many people miss the encounter. They talk about the God of Abraham and Isaac. But Jacob had an experience himself with God. He talked about his father Abraham. He talked about his father Isaac. But in a critical hour of his life, he said, Lord, if you will help me and reveal yourself to me, I will declare you as my God. Not just the God of my father Abraham and Isaac, but you'll become my God. That night, there was a supernatural visitation. Like our brother into a trance, he saw the heavens open in a ladder, and angels ascended and descended upon the ladder. When he awakened that morning, he knew he had an encounter with God as he wrestled with God. And God touched him on the head till he walked differently. because of being in the presence of God. When you have an encounter with God, you'll never be the same again. Never. Something will happen. And he poured oil upon the stone. He said, this has been as a pillar, a place where I've met with God at Peniel, where I've seen God face to face, changed by the presence of God. I said, oh God, give us another experience like that. And so now listen, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. He had a God for himself. He had an experience, not talking about generations. I cannot talk about what my great-grandmother, who was a godly woman, healed at A.B. Simpson's meeting, taken from Philadelphia, put on a train to New York City, actually paralyzed in her body. But when she was prayed for, she was able to walk on the train and get back to Philadelphia, healed by the power of God. We hear the stories of what God can do generation after generation. But we need a God for ourselves. A God of your father and mother is not going to cut it for you. They have let you see what a God can do. You must have God for yourself. You must experience the presence of God in your own life. And even there are times when we experience the presence of God that we need a renewed presence. The psalmist said, oh, I feel so dry as a dry and thirsty land where no water is. I need God to do something afresh in my life. There have been times I felt that as well. And if we're honest, we're all the same. That we can get drained in business and activities. We need to come back to the place and just say, Lord, it's only you that can satisfy me. Only you, more than ever before. Lord, I love you and I need you. The reality of God within our lives. I remember the first time in the great crisis of my life. 19 years of age, just turned. Finished my first year at Bible College in Peterborough, having the great exercise program of graduation at Massey Hall in Toronto. Got to sing the Lord's Prayer that night with the big school choir. It was an exciting night. Saw my mother for a few moments after the graduation. Then my mother said, well, seeing you bringing some students home, I will go back with the pastor and his wife and another minister and his wife and take Grandma, my father's mother, back in the car. And we will go ahead to Galt, Cambridge now, and be ready for when you come. When we got back to our place in 83 Forest Road, Galt, no lights on. Nobody was home. We walked in, wondering what was happening. A few moments, a police car pulled up, came to the door, and said there's been a serious accident. You need to go to St. Joseph's Hospital in Hamilton. And you will get the message there. We didn't know what it was, but my father, my sister Norma Jean, myself, three of us made our way, called the other members of the family that there's been an accident, we don't know what has happened. When I walked in, my father, Norma Jean, went into the room and the nurse pulled me aside, a sweet nun, St. Joseph's, and she said, are you the son? And I said, yes. She said, you'll have to help your father. And I said, Grandma? She was 80 that day. I thought she didn't make it through the accident. She said, no, I'm afraid not. I said, not mother. She said, yes. I felt myself melt. Just indescribable, the moment. Then I went into the room where the others were. There was a statue of St. Joseph on a pedestal. And I reached up to swat that statue as hard as I could.